AI is literally going to transform how we do hiring and recruiting moving forward. My mind is totally blown. Look, I was a skeptic. A year ago, I started messing around with AI tools like Jasper, and we're playing with it for some marketing purposes, and we'd run some prompts and we'd try to create some emails and landing pages. And frankly, the content really just came back sort of mediocre. I wasn't that impressed. ChatGPT came out. I started jumping into it, and I sort of had a similar experience. I could tell it was exponentially better than what I'd been using, but I still didn't get it. And I think many of us are there. We just don't understand how this is going to transform the world, let alone what I like to talk about is hiring and recruiting. The epiphany came to me after having a conversation with a friend, and he was convinced. He was just hands down. He's like, don't be an idiot. This is going to transform how we work moving forward. And I had one of those shower thoughts, right? You're sitting there, you're thinking about this, and there's a lot of power behind it, but you're just not quite sure how to harness it. And that was the light bulb moment. There's a couple of things with AI, powerful as the user is knowledgeable about what they need to get done. So there's gonna be a new breed of worker, and it's gonna be a chat engineer. It's gonna be somebody who is knowledgeable in a space. Take hiring, marketing, sales, medical, law, you name it. If they're intelligent and they understand their craft, they're going to be able to craft really smart prompts for ChatGPT and other natural language processing tools. That unlocks the speed to get things done. And it's amazing. It produces what I would consider, and I like how this is my best analogy, is the smartest fucking intern you've ever hired. If you've ever hired an intern, you've tasked them with creating a job description or writing a boilerplate legal agreement or creating a marketing email sequence or writing copy for a landing page, doing something kind of basic, right? They go away for a week and they toil away. They do research and they practice and they write up some stuff and they bring it back to you. And it's like 50% okay. That leaves you a lot of additional work to get their work from 50% to perfect. So you can launch that landing page or use that job description or send that email blast out. That $15 an hour intern is not that helpful. They almost create more work than they're worth. You got to review their work. You got to give them feedback. I mean, it is almost a nightmare to have to deal with an intern. And I don't care where they're from. I once had an intern from Princeton. Still 50% quality work. AI is delivering 90 to 95% perfect quality work. So how do you harness the power of it? Well, in the shower, I had that epiphany and I realized, look, we teach our clients a fact-driven hiring system. That means you got to get the foundation of your hiring process right to begin with. So many people get stopped right then and there. And that's one of the biggest failure points for hiring success because it consists of things like creating job description and candidate scorecards, lists of must-haves, nice-to-haves. Frankly, just consists of describing what exactly that person's going to be doing in the job and how you're going to measure success. That is a huge roadblock. Most hiring managers, small business owners, HR and recruiters. Well, HR and recruiters can't create these things for you. If you're a hiring manager and you say, create a job description for my inside sales position that we're about to hire for, that HR person can't do that. They can't do it without doing a job analysis. They can't do it without interviewing the hiring manager to really understand what's entailed in that job. They're not you, right? So it takes them a lot of time and effort to come up or help you create a job description that's actually accurate, that's actually meaningful, that will actually guide how this person will do their job and what success will look like. This often delays hiring processes by weeks, if not months. I'm dealing with a lighting manufacturer. They came to me in December and they said, we need to hire a lighting design engineer. And it took them 2 months to even have the initial interview to be able to begin to formulate what the job description is and what the expectations are for the role, let alone come up with the candidate scorecard and how we're going to evaluate and what we're exactly looking for in that candidate. 2 months longer than they wanted to wait to start to fill the role. So the next piece of the fact-driven hiring system is attracting talent. Well, that requires you to create really world-class recruitment marketing material. That is, again, it's going to take an HR person, first of all, who's not typically a marketer. Now, if you have a good recruiter knows that their job is pure sales and marketing, and they're hopefully pretty good at this stuff. But even them, they understand how to create a message to resonate with that ideal candidate. It's gonna take them time. Week, 2 weeks, depends on their workload. I mean, they might have 20 recs and now you're giving them a new one and they gotta put together a whole new marketing campaign for a new position. It just creates bottlenecks in our ability to get started. We still haven't even posted our first job ad. Well, these roles are specialized or you need highly specialized talent. You gotta go beyond a really well-crafted job ad. You need to leverage world-class employee referral marketing programs. So that means you need to craft emails to engage your workforce, content that they can promote and send to their friends and family, previous colleagues. That's a lot of work. Okay, now you want to create social posts. You want to have a social media marketing campaign, which is a fantastic way to engage, to supercharge your employee referral program. All right, well, you got to write and create, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 different social posts, and that just takes time. And not only that, they got to be well crafted. They got to land. They got to resonate with your existing employees and with the people that they're meant to attract. What about cold outreach, headhunting? You got to craft messages. You got to create sequences. You got to deliver LinkedIn messages, emails, text messages, voicemails. All of these have to be aligned with attracting and capturing the attention of your ideal candidate to get them to engage in a conversation, let alone figuring out who you're going to target. That all goes back to those beginning stages. These things just take time. And they also take experts who know what they're doing. With AI, we're literally going to automate all of this almost instantly. And I'm going to show you in these following videos. Once we get through the candidate attraction piece, we've actually gotten some of our hopefully ideal candidates to engage in that process. Now we got to figure out who's good. Just because on paper they check some boxes, we all know, we've seen great resumes, brought these people in for interviews, and they just turn out to be flat out duds. So now we have to interview these people. We need to evaluate our findings from those interviews, AKA use our candidate scorecards. We need to collaborate with the other hiring managers. We got to transfer what we've learned in the initial stages throughout every stage of the hiring process to make sure that we're aligned and we make the right hiring decision. Well, who's going to create the interview guides? Yeah, it's going to take time. Where are you going to get the interview questions? We literally spent months creating over 52 interview guides for just about every common position out there. I can now do that in seconds, and I can align it perfectly to the candidate scorecard qualities. All right, I need to manufacture a working interview. Boom, done. And then finally, in the last phase of the hiring process, we need to create offer letters. Who's gonna write them? We need to create a custom onboarding plan for that specific role. Who's gonna create the checklist? It doesn't stop there. Once you hire the person, you need to create a detailed training plan for that individual. What are they gonna do in week 1, week 3, month 2, month 6, months 9 and 12? That's a combination of measurable outcomes that these people should be able to accomplish, as well as how you're gonna train and develop them. Who are they gonna job shadow? What material do they need to consume? What training programs do they need to enroll in? What additional credentialing do they need to get? Who's going to follow up to make sure that all of these things get done? Boom. AI creates all of this almost instantly for us. And the last piece of success in hiring is performance management or employee evaluations. Who's going to create them? You're going to hand off this new role to HR, and they're gonna have to sit down and, again, they're gonna have to do a job analysis. They're gonna have to look back at the candidate scorecard, the job description. They're gonna have to interview people in the role. They're gonna have to interview hiring manager. First of all, nobody's even doing that this day and age. That's what they should be doing, but they're just winging it because they don't have time. They're overloaded. With AI, they're gonna be able to create performance evaluations, employee evaluations almost instantly. And they're gonna align with the candidate scorecard and the job description. And all it's gonna take is a hiring manager to spend 10 minutes tweaking and refining, adding in KPIs and OKRs to make that a world-class performance evaluation program. In the series of videos coming next, we're gonna break these 4 components down, and I'm gonna show you how we're using AI to accelerate world-class hiring processes to make sure that our clients are able to instantly get started in their hiring process, attract the very best people, evaluate them effectively to make sure they have winners, not duds, and then effectively onboard and train these people so that they can get the most value of the relationships they're about to start with their biggest investment in their business, their people. Click the next video. We're gonna jump right into creating job descriptions, scorecards, and advertisements. I'm gonna show you how in minutes you can launch a hiring campaign.